Hi, this is Alexis with the Kiteboarder Magazine. We're at the first annual AWSI up in here. And I'm here with the two guys from RRD and Mystic, Evan and Mr. Richmond. And we're going to talk today about the kites that they have, the two new kites for this year. So give us a little bit more about them.
Sounds good. Thank you. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you
Yeah.
too, brother. Good seeing you too.
All right, let's focus on the Obsession 2s. Actually, this year RRD has 4 new kites. The Obsession is the first one that came out of the line. It's the 2010 version of the Obsession. We also have the Passion, so I'll give you a little bit history about the names. When you first start kiteboarding, then that becomes your passion, right? And then you get more into it, you start freestyling and hooking a bit, then becomes your obsession. Then little by little, you start racing, you see course racing in San Francisco and other areas, then you become totally addicted, and that's the addiction that race kite. And finally, you get into waves, and that's totally your religion. So these are the 4 names: passion, obsession, addiction, and religion. So let's start with the obsession. Some of the colors for 2010, really new designs. The kite last year was sick. It was really a great kite, and sometimes why change something that works so well? But yet we went further ahead, and we tried to change quite a few things. We made the leading edge about 20% shorter. Now, what does that really mean? The kite is a lot lighter than last year. It was already a light kite, but this time is really, really light, reduced diameter on the leading edge. But in order to have the ground and the low end that we had last year, we had to change a little bit the draft of the kite. So now we have a smaller looking kite, a lighter kite, but it also maintains the ground and the low end. Now also, because of the leading edge being a little shorter, the kite became a little faster, and it was already a fast turning kite. So when you kite loop this kite, when you ride freestyle, when you unhook, it's very, very stable, but yet turns really quick, and it's a really fun kite to ride. Some of the technical features, maybe we can go in on this side. Follow me here.
Now, on these kites, what size do they come in?
Good question, thank you. So they come in 5, 7, 9 meter, 10.5, 12, and 13.5. And the 13.5 is still quite quick, that we felt that we don't need a 15 or even a 17 meter kite. They're so quick and they have low end that you really don't need anything bigger than that.
I can fly the 13.5 when my hair won't blow.
Ah, that's a good sign.
And that's a lot of hair. That's right. So let's take a look at some of the features. You see how the struts are really, really narrow. They're high pressure struts. Multiple stitching. You see the metal endings here, and this is the only metallized Dacron that you see on the market. This is the strongest Dacron material you can get. And if you drag it through the parking lot or through rocks or through anything, this will actually save your kite, and it will be really nice and strong. You see some of the materials that we use. So a lot of the imprinted, branded Dacrons. We use all the branded Dacron materials, the ripstop nylon. You can see some of the kind of more specialized features that RRD brings in, like the bridle fixer. So you can actually put your bridles as you are wrapping up the kite, so it doesn't mess up. Quite unique is the ending on the tips. This way, the kite will actually maintain the shape, and it will be always tight on the shape without collapsing tips, etc. So this is one of our unique designs.
I see it's adjustable also in here, so you can make it faster.
Right, so you can make it faster and slower, a little grantier or less. The spares pocket, and this is a neoprene velcroed pocket where you can put pigtails, etc. You can see the RRD print over here, which is a rubberized ending. Let me see what else. One pump system with clips and covered neoprene sleeves. It's a really nice quick kite that maintains the shape, and we found it that if you're a beginner, if you're intermediate, or really an advanced kiter, you can actually use the Obsession in every condition, and you'll be really happy. So let me pass this really quick to Sean Richmond here, who's our pro rider, and he can tell us a little bit more about his experience with the Obsession 2.
Well, I don't know quite how I'm going to follow that one up, but just from my experience, I hopped on it, and it's just pretty amazing kite where it's so stable and so smooth, and you really, like, all the time you feel the power underneath it. And then at the same time, if you whip that bar around, the kite's going to turn right away and just follow you everywhere you want. It's super quick, and it really, the hang time and the power you get in the jumps, I mean, you jump up and it hangs way longer than you expect it to. And the way the kite moves, I mean, it's just fully stable the whole time. You can whip it from one side of the window all the way across the power zone to the other. and it won't mess up. I mean, it's full stable, solid, fast, awesome kite.
Let's talk a little bit about the addiction for 2010. What you see here is still the 2009 model. The 2010 will be out in about 3 months, but it maintains the same characteristics as the 2009. So what's unique about the addiction? It's really the first course racing specific kite on the market. What that really means, RRD studied and tested multiple different shapes. We came up with a very open, flat version of a delta kite, and the main concept of the kite is to go upwind better than anything else. So we tested it against every other kite on the market. It can go 2 to 3 degrees higher upwind than any other kite on the market today. And this is important when you course race, but it's also very important if you're in really light wind conditions, or if you're just a free rider who wants to go upwind and wants to jump really nice big boosty jumps without unhooking. One of the characteristics that you find on the addiction is a really stable kite, but it's very powerful. So a 12 meter or a 10 meter or a 9 meter, they actually generate a lot more power for the size. They go upwind like nothing else, and even if they hit the end of the edge of the window, they continue pulling, which is really what you need when you're going upwind. And we combine the addiction with the first truly competitive production board on the market, and this is the K-Race. It's an 180 by 50 board. It's actually on the top 3 in the world competition full production board with one of our team riders, Abel Lago. You can see the design with the really excessively angled front fins at 30 degrees, and the rear fins. It has a fishtail, and this is the K-Race. Literally the weapon in any light wind conditions, an extremely good upwind board, really fast downwind, and a great combination with the addiction. And since I'm not such a good racer myself, I'll pass it to Sean, who's actually killing it on the race. So Sean, what do you think about these products?
I mean, it's pretty amazing to have products made exactly for course racing, especially the addiction. I mean, I hopped on that again, and that kite, it really, like you said, pulls sort of the edge of the window, but it doesn't stop, and it keeps on shooting forward. Like, you'll go around the leeward mark, and you'll shoot it across, and it will just hit the edge of the window and keep on going and keep on going. And I actually think that we can go farther on the addiction once we figure out boards, and that kite will never stop going upwind. The board as well, I mean, I've tested so much custom boards, spent months and months of practicing, and then I have a competitor on this board just right over with me, and it kind of pisses me off to have a production board that is just as good as my custom one.
Right, right.
So I mean, the boards and the kite, that combination, I mean, that was killing the worlds last month.
Yep.
And I think that these two will definitely continue to kill it.